Hello class! Today we're going to learn about stained glass designs. I was very inspired by the book by Anna Croyle, and she wrote a book about beautiful stained glass designs. What is a stained glass? What is a stained glass? Stained glass you can see in beautiful cathedral like painted glass that have colorful designs, and these are the designs that you could see in the windows. I like this fish. There's so many to pick from: cherry blossoms, mollusk, and you can pick a lizard or a spider web. So you can get inspired by looking through these designs. There are a lot of different awesome designs. And then once you pick one, let me pick this awesome fish. Then we are going to do this technique. And I will show you a video about stained glass windows as well as in class so we can see how it would look like. There's a little bit of reflection here. Let me see if I can fix it. Okay, as we learned from the video about traditional glass, stained glass, we learned that each section between the lines was colored a different color. And we're going to first use our coffee filters to represent the glass. And we are going to use our pencil and we're going to copy the design carefully. And this represents the metal. The line were actually a metal that was in between the glass that was bended to create these lines and would hold the glass together in the large windows. So these lines actually represented melted metal that held the glass together. And it was very hard work to cut the glass to all these intricate shapes. Can you imagine cutting glass, each piece of glass, and coloring the glass and then meticulously installing the glass into the cathedral? So what we're doing right now is we're carefully outlining our design. Remember, your design doesn't have to be circular, it can be a square, but our window sun catchers are going to be on a circular, so they're going to be a circular design. But you can copy a design on a coffee filter that is, let me show you, a different shape. It can be a square. Like, you see, this one is a circle, so you have a nice turtle. Very nice design. But what if you, or this one frog also fits that. But what if you wanted a square design, like this bee? Would you stop it at not doing it? No, you can still copy your design, okay? It doesn't have to be a circle. All right. So it will take a little bit to outline our design with our pencils, so be careful, take your time, and each section between each of the lines are going to be a different color. Do you see what I mean? For example, see, the colors are divided by the sections that are outlined, like in this butterfly, okay? Okay, so we're carefully outlining our amazing stained glass window designs. And when we're done, we're gonna switch to our markers At this time, I'm gonna put this one away. I'm gonna switch to markers now. So you can share a box of markers with your shoulder partner, and you can go ahead and start outlining your lines. And you can make the black lines thicker, or you can make them any other color. It doesn't have to be a black line. It can go straight into just the blue. Do you see how the marker is spreading on our coffee filter? Look what happens if I put a yellow next to blue. They should be able to join and create a medium color here a little bit. The markers do that, so it's a nice technique. They will slightly join, or you can just put a black between there. The actually black more than the yellow. So you will continue coloring and creating your stained glass design. And pick nice colors that go together. You can actually choose the colors. Just imagine how would they look like at a window. And we can actually tape these sun catchers into the window, and even though it's not a glass, technically, it's still gonna look really amazing when finished. Especially glowing through the window and the sun getting through it. Let me show you. So do you see how it's seeping through? So it's blending a little bit. That's okay. That just adds to the design. So don't worry if that happens to you. That's just fine. Another way to do it is to use colored pencils, but the colors wouldn't be as bright. So they would still look nice if you don't have markers. You can still use colored pencils. And if this happens to you, that some of the color mixed into another color, that's okay. Because sometimes stained glass has like color entrapments inside of one color. Like when they're coloring the glass, there's some impurities, that different color impurities, and it happens also to the stained glass artists that there will be chips or little fragments of different color in the art, and that happens sometimes when coloring the glass, and it just adds to the glass. Like it depends like what you want, what look you want. So we're not gonna worry about any imperfection. We're just gonna have fun to create a beautiful stained glass sun catcher design. And then your job is gonna be to look out to any, like if you go to libraries, sometimes libraries will have really beautiful design in the window, and see if you can see through it, like if it's a stained glass. Sometimes in Home Depot they sell stickers, and they're like glass stickers, and those are actually like these amazing stained glass look stickers. They look amazing just by sticking them to glass, and they look just like stained glass. So I'm sure you've seen stained glass before, especially after we got acquainted with watching some videos and showing you all the different stained glass in Europe and in the different cathedrals. So after that quick video, I hope you remember all about watching about stained glass. What I think works better is not use too dark of colors, because the darker you go, if you're gonna use like the purples or the dark green or the brown, it will be too dark. So I would stick with like the lighter colors, pink, yellows, blues, light greens. That will make the colors look a little brighter. You could also use highlighters. They will add a nice little pop to your design with how bright and fluorescent they are. And they have a little extra special quality because highlighters actually glow in the glow room, in the dark room. Do you see how that orange is much darker than the highlighter orange? So they actually glow in the dark room. They're fluorescent, they're glow in the dark. So if you would take this sun catcher and take it to the glow room, it would glow. And that's really nice look. If this happens to you, just be careful. Don't tear a hole bigger. Just go around that. Don't try to fix it. You can put a sticker or tape on there. So don't worry if it happens, but if it does happen, just don't go over it roughly and make it bigger. I'm gonna put some texture on this one and give her like fins. I like that. I'm talking about highlighters. Maybe I'll use a different yellow. Look how bright that yellow look like. Maybe even here. Maybe some highlighter blue. This one doesn't work that well. Let's try another one. Highlighter blue. So if you have your highlighters, use them because it will, these are nice and bright colors. And the stained glass looks better when it's nice and bright. Look how beautiful it looks like already. I'm gonna use my regular blue to just draw a design like a pattern. Look like how it's mixing. It's creating all of these special effects, like how it's blending. And maybe I'll use this beautiful highlighter drawing. At this point, I would be done. Or if I want to continue, I can outline in between the lines. Just be careful like for it not to bleed too much. You saw how my lines bled too much. So if you don't like that look, you can actually push on your pencil and just highlight the lines that way if you don't want it to bleed too much. You can also make a border going around with a black marker, but you don't have to. It can be a different marker. Maybe one of the darker ones that we didn't use from your set, okay? So you can frame it nicely anyway. And if your set doesn't have black, use the darkest one. You can use brown on it, or you can use purple on it. All the colors we didn't use. I'm gonna give it a little frame. This is fun. And he makes a perfect circle too. Da-da-da-da-da. Look at that. And when you're done, we can go to the window and look how the light is going to be shining through it. Don't forget to clean the table after you. So if you have Kleenex or paper towels, wipe any mess you made. We're gonna clean those tables, wipe it, take a tissue paper and clean up after yourself. So don't leave any messes on the table. And now is your turn, friends. I'll see you in next Miss Kramer art class. Bye.